More grisly details are emerging from the crime that shocked India. A startup CEO, Suchana Seth, murdered her 4-year-old son. She was arrested by police while driving from Goa to Bengaluru with the body of her son. Now, she had initially told the police that she had no idea how her son died. But now police suspect premeditated murder. Now, they're linking it to the 2 empty bottles of cough syrup found in her apartment suite. Was this a cold-blooded murder or something else? Joining me to discuss this are my colleagues Mohammad Wajiullah from Bengaluru, Dr. Anuja Kapoor, and my colleague Geeta Datta. Waji, over to you first. What are the latest details on this case?
Well, the case is getting murkier and murkier by the day. It is believed that from the last 2 days of investigation, Suchana has been trying to evade a lot of questions and trying to stay tight. But from what we've understood so far is that the police will now be taking Suchana to the crime spot later in the evening or tomorrow morning to get a complete assessment of what had actually happened in the hotel where she was staying. So far, they have also recovered the pillow through which it is believed that she had smothered the child, and the cough syrup theory that has come out. It is believed that one of the bottles was something that Suchana had ordered from the hotel staff itself, and the other bottle that was there in the hotel room is believed to be a bottle that she bought in when she checked in. Now, whether the cough syrup was used or not will only be figured out after the viscera report is out. But so far, from what we know, is that they took her to the Institute of Psychiatric and Human Behavior in Panaji also yesterday to check her psychological medical examination and her mental state. So it's been a process through which they've been questioning her. Today there will be fresh round of questioning to see what could have actually happened. It is believed that the child was very close to the father and wanted to really speak to her. And during that time, Suchana, he was constantly calling her on a Sunday, and Suchana did not want him to speak to her, and that is when she was trying to cover his face with a pillow, basically trying to muzzle the voice of the child. And while doing so, she might have killed the child, is what she has confessed to the police so far in the interrogation that has come out and the information that we've got from our police sources. So the case is getting murkier and murkier. The father has also been called in for questioning. It is believed that they've had a lot of conversation. So after he's come to the police station and the questioning begins, we will get to know what was the conversation they had before the incident happened.
Well, Vaji, explain to us the number of times that she seems to have changed her statement. You've been talking to your police sources, and what explains this, multiple statements that she's been making in the last few days?
Well, if we see the entire incident also, well, it was something that she had not planned, because if somebody would planned this entire thing, would be aware that if she's taking a body in the car and if she's going in a cab, the cab driver who's talking to the police officer who's there, who's talking to the police officer for hours before all this happened. So she was clearly had no idea what she was doing at that point of time. And after that, she was caught. She really tried to put the entire incident on the estranged relationship that she was having with her husband, which also is believed to be the cause for this entire thing. So she has been trying to give out information as in when she's trying, she's getting a hold of her thoughts, is what we've been told. Whether those are evasive or not will only come out after a thorough investigation, after a complete after interrogation with the husband also, because we still need to know what are the conversation these two had right before on that Sunday when this incident happened, or before that also, and what was the relationship between the two of them and how it affected the child, and what had the child got to do with the two of them that it had to lose its life.
Absolutely. And Dr. Kapoor, welcome to the News9 Plus Show. We were discussing the fact that Suchana Seth is undergoing some psychological tests in Goa. Could you explain to us what these tests could be and how they could help us understand the case? What exactly happened? What was going through her mind when she did what she did?
See, psychological tests are basically to understand what is going on currently in the mind of the person.
Right.
Because there are a lot of tests like whether she was in depression or whether she is in depression. The act which she did, was it related to depressive episode? Because we all know that she, according to her and the statements which are coming out, that she was going through a rough time.
Right.
So to see whether she was going through depression or it is related to the personality aspect, because when we say personality, we usually talk about the antisocial personality, because we have to see the factors. Because she has taken a step where she killed her son, so that is a very big step, and for a mother to take this step, a lot of things, right? Like there are a lot of things which comes into the question. So yes, the psychological assessments will be targeting about the mental health of her currently. So I would say that these are the tests which would rule out whether she was in depression or there is a personality factor. And also we don't know whether she was intoxicated or not. So we need to rule out the substance use also, whether it was there or not.
Right. Geeta, we were discussing these many unanswered questions, about this case. What is it that really jumps out at you in the last couple of days? Whatever we've been seeing, the different statements that Suchana has been making to the police, and the fact that the circumstances of these events of the last few days also, they seem to indicate some kind of pre-planning, as you suggested.
Sandeep, for me, I started off by actually I'm really horrified that a mother can kill a child.
Yes.
But then at the end of the day, you also we've been asking this question, why? Why would she kill
Yes.
her child who's living with her?
Right.
And we've seen that we started off by saying that initially it was like, you sort of said maybe she was going through some mental trauma. Then we heard about her getting beaten up by her, her husband.
Yeah.
But then we've seen that there's been a continuous change. You've realized that the doctors have said the child died 36 hours before. So you realize that there was some kind of planning. That she's gone. She lives in Bangalore. She goes
Right.
to Goa. She takes her child there.
Right.
She orders a cough syrup.
Uh-huh.
For what? Again, I don't know.
Right.
Does she give it to the child? We don't know. If a child,
Yes.
Baji was saying that, while she was talking to her husband, her child
Yeah.
was making some sound, so she put the pillow
Right.
on his face. You put a pillow, it doesn't kill, you just muffle the sound.
Yes.
How hard did she press?
Right.
Then she
right.
cold-bloodedly picks up the child,
Yeah.
drives back.
Right.
There's a traffic jam. The
Yeah.
driver tells us, a 4-hour traffic jam, you are in a hurry. Would you like me to take you back? You want to fly back? She says, no, I want to continue. So
Right.
she sits with the body of the child in her suitcase. Then she comes back. And she's a fairly intelligent, bright mind who
Yes.
was listed as such in 2023. She's doing her own business. So I find it very contradictory that she is, I'm sure, going through trauma through her, personal break. But then she's also doing a fairly good job as a professional.
Right.
She's got her own startup and all of that.
Right.
And now we get to hear that they are now looking at it's a pre-planned murder,
Yeah.
which I think it's sort of leaning towards.
Right.
They say the murder weapon, the pillow, has been found.
Yes.
She seems to be continuously changing her stance and her thing that's coming out.
Right.
And there is, everybody wants to know why. I think
Yes.
the case that is really horrified, we've all seen women who were criminals.
Right.
But to cold-bloodedly kill a 4-year-old child because he's close to his father,
Yes.
there's something missing.
News9 Plus. Download now.